Hi, Mr. Sapone here, and we're going to take a brief look at converting units from one form into another. And we have a question up top and some rules here. How many inches are there in 50 feet? And some of you might immediately see that and say, well, that's an easy question. There's 12 inches in a foot, so we multiply 12 times 50. And that's absolutely correct. There's no reason to make problems harder than they need to be, but I'm going to show you a very systematic method for converting units that will be helpful when problems get more difficult. If you're in chemistry, you have to convert moles or do stoichiometry. If you're in physics and you have to convert multi-part problems, or even in physical science. Sometimes the units that you have to convert and use are not always familiar to you or as easy as feet and inches. So, there are some rules and we're going to go through these one by one. Start with the unit you want to change. In this question, I want to change 50 feet into inches. So the unit I want to change is 50 feet. So I start with that unit, and it tells me to multiply it by a blank fraction. Alright, so I'm going to put in a blank fraction for whatever reason. The unit I want to change, which is 50 feet, goes in the denominator. 50 feet's here, so I'm going to put feet here as well, because these units are actually going to cancel in this way. A foot over a foot, it's going to cancel. The unit I want to convert into goes in the numerator and then the final answer. I'm going to put an equal sign here. So I'm going 50 feet into inches. So I'm going to put inches here. And I know since these feet are actually going to cancel, the only unit I have left is inches, and my final answer will be in inches. Insert the values for your conversion factor. That's what this blank fraction is. I know that 1 foot is 12 inches. So you put in some conversion factor that's essentially equal to 1. 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. So now all I have to do is multiply across 50 times 12, divide by the denominator, which is 1, so that stays the same. 50 times 12 is going to be 500. So there are 500 inches and 50 feet. And one way to color code this and think about it is whatever unit goes here must also go here. The unit you start with also goes in the denominator. The unit you're converting into goes in the numerator and the final answer. And when units get weird or complicated and they're not as simple as feet and inches, this method will be of immense help to you. So now we have another question. How many feet is 744 inches? And again, you might say, well, there's 12 inches in a foot. I'm just going to divide that by 12. And that's fine. But as we get more complicated, it's important to know how to do this in a systematic fashion. Don't rush it now to get it done. We're going to start with the unit we want to change. 744 inches. And we're going to multiply it by a blank fraction. That's step 2. Third step is the unit we want to change goes in the denominator, which is right there, red. So inches is going to go down there. And the unit we want to convert into, step 4, goes in the numerator and the final answer. How many feet is 744 inches? Now I'm going to put in my conversion factor. I know that 1 foot, the 1 goes up here this time, is 12 inches. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply across. 744 times 1 is 744. 744 divided by 12. This line is a division sign, and that's going to equal 62 feet. So again, this little setup helps you convert units from one form into another. And this is a little helpful guide here. You can maybe put this in your notebook or color code it or just get into the habit of using it. It is very helpful. The unit you want to change, we start with that. It also goes in the denominator. The unit we're changing into goes in the numerator and the final answer, and of course your conversion factor goes here. This works for all conversions, any type or form. Let's do a problem here. How many seconds are in 40 minutes? So the unit I start with is 40 minutes. And I'm going to take that 40 minutes and I'm going to multiply it by a blank fraction. And the unit I want to change goes in the denominator. Minutes are here, so minutes has to go here. Unit I want to answer got to go in the numerator and the answer. I'm going from minutes into seconds, so seconds got to go over here. And I know seconds is also going in the answer for now. So 40 minutes. What's the relationship between minutes and seconds? Well, I know 1 minute is 60 seconds. So now all I gotta do is cancel these minutes. 40 times 60. That is it. Simple as that. And that's gonna equal 2,400 seconds. So if you follow these simple rules, conversions become very easy. And again, you could set it up this way. But how many cups are in 4.5 gallons? Do another one. Well, we have 4.5 gallons to start. We're starting with 4.5 gallons. We're going to multiply it by a blank fraction. I should put a G here. I think it's GAL, actually. And we're going to put gallons down here. We're going to put cups here. And you might not know how many cups are in a gallon. You might have to look that up. But I know that 1 gallon is 16 cups. And, of course, the gallons cancel. So we're going to be left with just cups in our answer at this point. 4.5 times 16, that's going to be 40, 24, 64, and 8 should be 72 cups. And there are 72 cups in 4.5 gallons. Another one, how many eggs are in a 15 dozen? Now you may know that a dozen is 12, so 15 times 12, that's exactly right. 15 dozen times 1 dozen is going to go down here because that's the unit we have. We want it to cancel. 1 dozen is 12 eggs. So 15 times 12, or 180 eggs. So you multiply across, divide by the denominator. In this case, it's 1. We don't have to do anything with it. And let's do one more problem. A pool holds 10,000 gallons of water, and 1 gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. What is the weight of water in the pool? So I want to know the weight of the water in the pool. So I have gallons and pounds. What is the weight? The final answer has got to be a weight, so I know this got to be in pounds. If that's pounds, I know this also has to be pounds. Essentially, I'm converting 10,000 gallons into pounds. So this is going to be gallons, and this is going to be gallons. So I have 10,000 gallons times, what is the ratio? 1 gallon. 1 gallon is 8 pounds. So essentially 10,000 times 8. The gallons are going to cancel. 10,000 times 8 is 80,000 gallons, or 80,000 pounds. So 10,000 gallons of water weighs 80,000 pounds. That's how we convert units. That's the simplest form. These are one-step problems. Hopefully this helps you out in your unit conversion.